Here's what's happening now that sunshine is guiding us to flirting with 50, but that's the last time we'll be able to say that this week. Karen?
Also first at 4, more disturbing information about the gunman who went on a shooting spree at a Texas church and the search for answers about why he was able to get a gun. Up first, new developments in a heartbreaking crime here at home. Detroit's police chief announces a new arrest and has a message for a suspect who is on the loose this afternoon.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Detroit police make an arrest in a deadly shooting at an O'Reilly's auto parts store. But the city's top cop has a warning for a young woman who remains on the loose right now. Ebony McEwen Ross is still on the run, wanted in connection with the murder of 69-year-old James Haller. The suspected shooter, Shanta Anderson, was arrested last night at a home on the city's west side. Police Chief James Craig urging Ross to turn herself in.
We know who you are. We will find you. We made a promise. We fulfilled the promise. We have the key suspect in custody. We will find you.
The chief says a third suspect, a man, has been arrested for being an accessory after the fact for harboring the suspects. Again, police are still looking for Ebony McEwen Ross. If you can help, please call Detroit Police. Police say an accidental shooting left a woman injured early this morning on Cadju near Mack on Detroit's east side. They say the woman forgot her keys, then tried to climb into the house through a bedroom window, but her boyfriend, who was inside, told police he mistook her for an intruder and fired a shot. His girlfriend was hit in her wrist. She is okay this afternoon. Thousands of you have been casting your ballots in local elections all day long. It is Decision 2017. One of the marquee matchups comes in the city of Detroit, where incumbent Mike Duggan is running for a second term. Our cameras caught him casting his ballot this morning. He's facing off against Coleman Young II, son of the legendary mayor. In the primary, Duggan scored almost 70% of the vote, while Young had just under 30%. We'll see how things turn out tonight, so make sure to stay with Local 4 and click on Detroit.com for voting information as well as live results tonight for more than 200 races across Southeast Michigan. Michigan lawmakers are once again considering a bill that would allow gun owners to carry weapons into areas that are currently gun-free. The bill would allow registered gun owners to carry weapons into 9 areas that are currently off-limits. Those areas include Michigan schools and daycare centers. A Senate committee voted in favor of the bill today, moving it onto the full Senate for a vote tomorrow. Governor Snyder vetoed similar legislation back in 2012, right after the mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary in Connecticut. New developments in the investigation of the murders of 26 people at a Texas church are putting a stark spotlight on the United States Air Force. The Air Force court-martialed church killer Devin Patrick Kelly in 2012 after he beat up his wife and their child. And Local 4's sister station in Houston reports police in El Paso arrested Kelly later that year after he escaped from a New Mexico mental health facility. Police say he was in that facility for making threats to his superiors in the Air Force. But the Air Force failed to report Kelly's court-martial conviction to law enforcement authorities, which would have prevented him from buying those guns. Devin Skillian has a reaction from the military, and we're hearing from a woman who was inside the church. Devin.
Exactly right, Karen. Let's start with Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis, who today said he wants to find out what is going on in this case. He has ordered a Pentagon watchdog to find out why Kelly's violent criminal record was not passed on to the FBI's criminal information database, and the Air Force also is launching its own investigation.
What happened in Texas was absolutely awful, and I think all of us on Sunday just were heartbroken. But we have initiated a review in the Air Force to find out why his fingerprint records were not transmitted to the database.
At the shooting scene today, law enforcement authorities say 10 of the 20 people wounded in the shooting remain in critical condition. 10 of the 20. One woman who's recovering from a bullet wound to her shoulder said she believed God just didn't want her to die Sunday morning, but she described the panic as she crawled under a church pew after the shooting started.
People are whispering, he's in here, everybody's crying, and he's in, and I could see, I looked like that, I could see him, but I could see him. I was hiding under the benches, and I could see him, his feet walking back and forth and through the aisles. I didn't want to get shot.
Roseanne Salas says the gunman paused during the massacre, then shouted, "Everybody die," and then continued firing. The FBI says it has the gunman's phone, and investigators right now are working to unlock that device in search of further evidence. But police say the gunman fired an astonishing 450 rounds at the worshipers in that small church. A lot of questions still then to be answered about how he was able to buy guns. We'll continue following the investigation. Karen, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Devin. It is a bizarre coincidence that brought together the gunman, Devin Patrick Kelly, and one of our own Local 4 employees. Chuck Jackson was on vacation at the Texas resort where Kelly last worked. He now realizes he spoke to Kelly just days before the church massacre.
I mean, you feel bad for what he did and everybody down there, but thank the good Lord that it wasn't you, and that you go home and hug your kids.
It's not often Jackson becomes part of the news, but he is sharing his story of meeting Kelly and their disturbing interactions, only on Local 4 News tonight at 6. Well, it started out pretty cold out there, Ben, but man, it warmed up to be a beautiful afternoon. We'd like to keep these days around for a little bit longer.
Yeah, you know, compared to where we could have been without that sunshine, it's not a bad finish at 48. Keep in mind that is still below average for this time of year, and it still may be one of our warmer days that we've got going forward, as we're expecting these temperatures to really drop towards the end of the work week. Cool and dry tonight. We will slide into the 30s after sunset. In fact, we'll be awfully close to freezing at midnight. Most of us going to the 20s tonight, but wait till you see the numbers we've got for Friday. We'll check that out and see if we can get any warm up for the weekend. All coming up in a few minutes, Karen.
Much, Ben. President Donald Trump has dialed down the rhetoric during his visit to South Korea, but his arrival sparked protests both for and against his tough talk about North Korea. Hundreds of people waved American flags to welcome President Trump to a U.S. military base, but about 20 civic groups carried anti-Trump and anti-war signs as well. The president has engaged in a bitter debate with North Korea's Kim Jong-un, urging him to drop his nuclear ambitions and stop testing missiles. While President Trump has said talks with North Korea won't work, he took a different approach in South Korea.
I really believe that it makes sense for North Korea to come to the table and to make a deal that's good for the people of North Korea and the people of the world. I do see certain movement, yes, but let's see what happens.
President Trump also attended a state dinner. He wraps up his visit to South Korea tomorrow. A local family is haunted by heartbreak and tough questions after a hit and run on Detroit's west side. Today, they're asking for your help to find the person who left the scene. They're desperate to know how anyone could do this to their brother. Our Paula Tutman has their plea for help and an update on their brother's fight for life. Paula?
Yeah, hi, Karen. Here's the thing. Crime Stoppers often does cold cases, but this one is pretty fresh. It's just recently enough that somebody should remember something. Even if they didn't see anything, perhaps someone took a vehicle with a dent in it to a local collision shop or body shop, or maybe someone did actually see the crime. But this happened soon enough that people will remember.
Concerned citizens for tips that may lead to an arrest in a hit and run.
Two sisters, a brother and an aunt, plead for answers and help to find the person who struck David Coates nearly 2 months ago on this corner of Losser, north of Redford, and left him for dead.
And we're coming to you guys because you all have a loved one that you wouldn't dare want this to happen to them. He was just ran over like he was a nothing and left for dead.
Only David didn't die. He is languished and cheated death, though only barely. In a coma at Sinai Grace Hospital since the incident, September 15th. He's been on life support and only recently taken off. What will his life be? What could it have been? What will his deficits be? Will he ever really return to his family as the David they all knew and loved?
I'm here today on behalf of my little brother. I miss my little brother. I love him, and I just can't wait to see him when he gets up from his coma.
No one knows when those questions will be answered, or if, or how. But there is still one other pressing question left. Who did this? Someone knows, and the family wants to know too. You know, Crime Stoppers makes it very, very easy. You don't even have to wait for a conviction. You just help lead them to a suspect, and then you get paid. Karen?
All right. Thank you very much, Paula. We sure hope someone will come forward. Still ahead on First at 4, Hollywood taking another swipe at Harvey Weinstein as he faces another disturbing allegation, what he was reportedly doing with private investigators. Also, the holiday competition heating up, what major stores are doing to be the first to win your business. Up first, a woman dubbed the Black Widow faces the death penalty. Her crimes and the judge's decision are next.
The pregnancy coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
I'm Nick Monticelli. Well, this isn't Nick Monticelli. This is Cassidy. I am Nick Monticelli, and I've got an awesome story to tell you about why Cassidy is alive. She almost didn't make it. Who saved her? I'll give you one hint. That story coming up.
First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all around the world. Let's start with a shocking death penalty case in Japan. A woman dubbed the Black Widow was found guilty of using cyanide to kill her husband and 2 other partners. Plus, she was convicted of attempting to kill another acquaintance. Prosecutors say she was hoping to inherit money to repay a debt. The defense argued there was a lack of evidence and she could not be held responsible due to the onset of dementia. But the court ruled she was competent at the time of the killings and gave her the death penalty. Surprising political comeback could be in the works in Italy. A coalition led by former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi won a regional election in Sicily. That vote is seen as a crucial test ahead of next year's national election. Berlusconi is due to stand trial on charges he bribed witnesses to silence them over accusations he paid for sex with young women. That case will be reviewed later this year, but he's still hoping to overturn a ban that bars him from seeking public office. Hollywood continues to make it clear producer Harvey Weinstein is finished in that town. The Emmys have now banned him for life. The Television Academy voted on that ban last night following those well-publicized allegations of sexual harassment and assault. Meantime, The New Yorker is reporting Weinstein hired private investigators to track potential accusers as well as journalists. A spokesperson for Weinstein calls the article fiction. And take a look at this high-speed chase through northeast Los Angeles. It all started about 10:45 last night when the driver failed to stop for police. Cops say he was driving a stolen black Mustang and reached speeds of more than 100 miles an hour, sometimes driving on the wrong side of the road. Eventually, they used a pit maneuver to stop him. He surrendered, lying down on the ground. Very rarely do they get away.
If there's anybody who's an expert at stopping chases, it's the LAPD.
LAPD, they get a lot of experience over there.
Practice makes perfect.
That's true. Ben is here. I thought it would turn out to be a really nice day. I mean, that sun was out. I guess it felt like warmer than it really was.
That was helping.
Yeah.
Definitely psychologically. But yeah, temperature's still a little bit below average, but this is probably going to be one of our warmest numbers that we see going forward. 48 is what we're at right now. We've got a northeast wind at 6, so wind chill's really not going to be much of an issue. And we'll see that wind calm down even further as we get into tonight. But we've got cooler temperatures than even what we woke up to this morning as we head into tonight. So you can see the 40s and generally relatively mild conditions there for the southern end of Michigan. But you start getting up here to the UP, the northern parts of Minnesota and the Dakotas. That's where the cooler air is hanging out, and that's what's going to be coming here on Friday. In between, we'll have a little bit of a transition. You don't see much in the way of precipitation right now on radar, but eventually, as this cold front does start working its way south, we have the chance of seeing a raindrop and maybe even a snowflake on Thursday before things really start to get cold on Friday. But first things first, high pressure does settle in tomorrow, so we're going to see more sunshine than even what we picked up today. It's really not going to help out all that much because of a colder start. We're pretty much going to be in the same spot in the upper 40s tomorrow afternoon. Then here comes the cold front on Thursday. It's going to be warm enough that we will see rain, at least some of it, because it's going to be drying out as it heads here. This is in the afternoon, early afternoon on Thursday. Once the front passes, it's possible we could see a snowflake behind that. But again, the moisture is going to be waning as it moves to the east. The bigger story on the other side of that front is going to be winds. We could see gusts on Thursday evening up to 40 miles an hour. And then high pressure settles in on Friday, calms the winds down. but that's what brings the really cold air, and we'll talk about that in 7-day forecast coming up. Let's look at low temperatures tonight. This is how we're going to wake up tomorrow morning. And see if you can count the 30s in here, because it is mostly 20s, but east side here in Detroit, 31 is where we'll go, and that's probably going to be one of the warmest temperatures that we see. South zone temperatures, especially inland, in the 20s, barely holding on to 30 in Luna Pier and Monroe. All 20s out here in our west zone for low temperatures tonight. Upper 20s there from Manchester to Flint, on down to Canton and Novi, also in the upper 20s. And our north zone still cool. The lake's keeping things slightly milder, but not by much. Barely 30 in Lexington and Port Huron, and mid to upper 20s elsewhere in the zone. Highs, again, getting close to 50, probably stopping short even with full sunshine from start to finish. And then we get into Friday. After that possibility of a snowflake there on Thursday, we start at 21 in the city, but most of us are going to be in the teens for overnight lows. We're going to hit 32 in the afternoon, so barely getting back to freezing, even with plenty of sunshine. And then as we head into the weekend for Veterans Day, we will get the 40s for highs, but another cold morning. In fact, could be even colder to start on Saturday. Karen?
All right, we'll be ready. Thank you, Ben. Still ahead, it could be one of the more unusual gifts of the upcoming holiday season, salad dressing that is really supersized. Up first, move over Uber and Lyft. A new ride-hailing service should be starting very soon, and this one comes with a twist. But first, as we go to break on your Tuesday afternoon, take a look at how the markets have closed for the day. In today's trending stories, Waymo is revving up to start the first driverless ride-hailing service. Waymo is formerly known as the Google self-driving car. The company is planning to use a fleet of driverless Chrysler Pacifica minivans. Now, while we don't have a specific date, Waymo says it will start offering rides to the public in the next few months. Now, it will start in Phoenix with plans to expand to other cities. To catch a ride, consumers will use an app just like they do for Uber and Lyft. So I have to ask you, Ben, I know you're not a big Uber and Lyft fan. I mean, you don't do that. I think this would work good because you like your
I'm going to let them work privacy. The bugs out, but did you notice that they're videotaping
Oh, that's true.
people in those cars?
Yeah, so maybe you wouldn't want to do that.
We'll see.
We'll see. Retailers continue to make Thanksgiving a holiday shopping battleground today. JCPenney says it will open at 2 p.m. on the holiday and then stay open for 32 hours straight. JCPenney is trying to get a jump on the other retailers. Yesterday, we told you Toys R Us will open at 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving, and then we'll stay open through 11 p.m. on Black Friday. Target opening at 6 o'clock in the evening Thanksgiving night, but it will also give credit card holders early access the day before with 100 deals online at Target.com. Man, it's like you need a scorecard to track all these savings. Okay, here's a holiday gift for someone who has everything, including a love for ranch dressing. The folks at Hidden Valley Ranch are now selling kegs of ranch dressing. Yes, I said kegs. The kegs contain about 5 liters of the popular dressing, which is about 12 bottles. Should last about a year. Apparently, Hidden Valley fans are very passionate about their dressing. The company also offers a ranch fountain and even ranch-themed clothing. The keg sells for $50.
I'm originally from Indiana, and I'm going to tell you that's going to be a huge hit.
You really think so? As long as it stays cool. And kids love ranch.
Yeah.
I mean, put ranch on anything and they'll eat it.
Chicken fingers, pizza.
Yeah, broccoli.
That's true.
There you go. Still ahead. When your best friend needs a helping hand, you do what it takes. The story behind this dog in a high chair coming up. But first, take a look at what I'm working on for tonight at 11.
You're a runner. Few things keep you from getting that run in.
Really helps me get my stress out, really gets my body going and set the tone for the day.
But Mother Nature is making it a little tougher.
I'm anxious the whole time.
I do worry about safety.
This is not something I want to take on by myself in the dark.
Oncoming cars, strangers you could encounter.
It was really scary.
The dangers of running in the dark and how to avoid them tonight at 11.
Finally, first at 4, some dog owners go the extra mile to keep their pets healthy and happy. We know that.
Yep, take a look at this. Tink is a dog with a medical condition that makes it hard for her to digest food, so her owners have this doggy high chair.
The chair keeps her upright, which makes digestion easier. They even burp the dog to help keep down the food. Then she can get back to other doggy activities like playing frisbee and going for walks.
What do you think Tink thinks about that?
I think Tink is pretty happy. You can always see pet news, pet stories, and new trends on our All for Pets page. Click on Detroit.com. And thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. For First at 4, we will be back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is next. Have a good one.